Hello, today we shall see some more combing mechanisms, and the first one we will first understand the cylinder construction. This is a cylinder which is shown here, and you can see here 130-degree circular comb which is there around the cylinder. A cylinder drive shaft extends through the whole machine and carries one cylinder per combing head. So a single shaft would be driving the entire set of cylinders in a line. If there are 8 heads, all the 8 cylinders would be driven by one single shaft which extends throughout the whole machine, and it will carry one cylinder per combing head. The combing cylinder supports a combing segment. Uh, this particular combing segment, it is metallic clothing, and it is also known as a half lap, and it will be bolted to the cylinder. So this is an image of the cylinder half lap, and this is another image which shows how they are made up in parts, and you can have a complete cylinder half lap which is then bolted onto the cylinder. So cylinder clothing, let us see. Metallic clothing is used on high performance combers since they are stronger than the needles that were used conventionally. Conventionally on old combers, the needles were used, but comparatively in modern combers we see metallic clothing since they are stronger and give a good or a high performance. Needs no maintenance and is less likely to get damaged during use. Processing of a thick bat is possible. So we have seen this image just one slide earlier. This is it is showing the segments which are bolted onto the or rather assembled to give you one single cylinder or a half lap for the cylinder. So the metallic clothing is available with 3 to 5 zones of different point densities. As you can see, if you look at this image closely, you will find different zones with different point densities increasing from the start of the combing cycle to the end. So whatever segment enters the fiber fringe in the beginning at the start would be a coarser type, and as it goes further into the fringe, according to the direction of rotation of the cylinder, it will go on becoming finer. So as you can see, there is a possibility of quick replacement of individual damaged or worn combing segments, so you can easily replace them. And lighter combing segments here would mean higher speeds and lower power consumption. So whatever this half lap is made up of, it would be as far as possible they try to make it lighter in construction. So each one you can see each one has got a color code, and they are recognized by a specific color code which makes it easier to replace. And you can see that the teeth, the way it looks, this is the profile of the teeth, and it is formed in rows on the particular segment. So having seen the cylinder metallic clothing, let us take a look at the top comb. The top comb F is placed. Now in this particular image, this is marked as F. This is a top comb. It is placed between the nippers Z. These are the nippers. We have seen this earlier, and the detaching ruler A, which is marked here. So the top comb would be somewhere here. The fiber fringe is simply drawn through the needles of the top comb during detaching. So as soon as the fiber fringe is gripped by the detaching roller at the forwardmost position of the entire nipper assembly, what happens is the top comb doesn't have any up and down movement. It is stationary in that sense, and whatever trailing ends of the fiber is there, they will be just pulled through the top comb needles. So this is the image of the actual, this is the half lap which is shown here, and it is commercially, there's a name which is given to it by Graph, which is Comb Pro. And at the same time you can see here top combs. These are the two top combs, and they have a two range which is known as Fix Pro and Ryq Top, and both are again by Graph, which is mostly used on reater machines. So having seen this, let us see the actual construction of the top comb here. This is how the top comb will look like. and the top comb is made up of a holder H, which is shown here, to which a needle bar B, this is the needle bar B which is there, it is secured by screws. The needles are soldered to the bar. These actual needles would be here, it will be soldered to these bars B. The needles have a flattened cross section and also has a bend, as you can see, a slight bend is given. The top comb moves forward and backward along with the nipper assembly, but it does not have any other up or down movements. During detaching, the fiber fringe is pressed into the needles of the comb automatically. The depth of penetration as well as the distance from the detaching roller is adjustable. So you can actually, although there is no movement during each cycle, you can always adjust the depth of penetration. That means you can pull up the comb a little bit and bring it down. We will see later on in which situations this particular setting is used, and also the distance of this particular comb from the detaching roller. The detaching roller would be somewhere here, and the distance between the detaching roller as well as the top comb is again adjustable. This also would affect certain values of the comber, like noil percentage, and so this we will see sometime later in our future lectures. So what we want to know here is that the depth as well as the distance from the detaching roller both are adjustable. So let us, having seen the background of the top comb, let us see, pay more attention during this animation on the movement of the top comb, whether it has got any up and down movement or whether it is automatically entering the fringe during the forward motion of the nipper. We shall observe this particular video very carefully. So we can see the cylinder over here, the nipper assembly moving forward and backward. And now we are seeing a sort of close-up view of this. This is the top comb, the red one. And as you can see, actually it did not have any up or down movement. But as the entire assembly moves forward, automatically it makes it enter the fringe and it will comb the trailing ends of the fiber. You can see that it is a 130-degree circular comb. The height is adjustable for the circular comb, so you can get flexibility in noil percentage. Productivity is 90 kgs per hour, and you have 1000. Okay, so with this animation, we go further. We see something known as a self-cleaning effect. The cleaning effect due to the retaining effect of the bat. That means the lap in the nippers is known as the self-cleaning effect. During detaching, less than 20% of the fibers in the nipper are pulled out of the bat and 80% of the fibers are retained by the nippers. So during detachment, whenever the fibers are, the nipper assembly moves closest to the detaching roller, that time what we see is 20% of the actual lap that is held by the nippers, only 20% is being taken away by the detaching rollers, well as and we see that almost 80% is retained by the nipper grip. So the retaining power of the bat retained by the nippers is therefore stronger than the fibers that are pulled out during detachment. So since these number of fibers are more over here inside the grip of the nipper, this will have more retaining power as compared to the fibers which have already been pulled away by the detaching roller. Impurities, naps and short fibers remain in the sheet as the 20% of the fibers that are as compared to the we should add a word here, as compared to the 20% of the fibers that are being detached. So these retained fibers are eliminated. Now whatever retained impurities and short fibers are there, which is retained by this particular nipper assembly, that will be eliminated during the next combing cycle, or the cycles after that. So a small correction here, instead of just the retained fibers, we can say the impurities, neps and short fibers that are retained in this grip, because of the retaining power of the fibers that are held in the grip. All those impurities will be eliminated during the next combing cycle or the cycles after that. The self-cleaning effect is influenced by the bat weight. That means the lap weight would influence the self-cleaning effect, and also the degree of paralyzation would also affect the self-cleaning effect. So lower the paralyzation, that means the more entangled the lap we feed to the comber, higher is the self-cleaning effect. So actually it gives you a positive effect here, where lower paralyzation means more entanglement and it would have a better retaining power, and that's why self-cleaning would be better. But at the same time there's a disadvantage, that if the paralyzation is low, in that case it will unnecessarily load the combs, both the cylinder as well as the top comb, which would result in poor combing performance or the quality of the comb sliver. So effectiveness, let us just see now. There are two combs that are doing the job of combing the leading edge of the fiber fringe and the tailing edge of the fiber fringe. So there is one which is we have just seen is the cylinder comb, and the second one is the top comb. So are they same in effectiveness? And if they are same, why we say that they both are same? Although there is a huge difference, that in case of cylinder there would be rows of at least 17 rows of needles that would be entering and combing, whereas in case of top comb it is only just one single row. So are they similar in effectiveness, or there is some difference? Let us see. The cylinder comb combs only the forward portion of the fiber fringe, since the comb clothing do not penetrate right up to the nipper grip. This we know that it will only be combing the front of or the forward portion of the fiber fringe. And also one reason being that it cannot reach right up to the nipper grip, and the second reason being that the trailing ends of the fibers are held by the nippers, so there is no scope for the cylinder to comb that those particular fibers which are held in the nipper grip. The trailing portion, therefore, it is combed by the passive action of the top comb. Once the fiber fringe is transferred to the detaching roller, and detaching roller grips those front edge of the fibers, the trailing portion is then combed by the passive action. Why we are saying passive action? Because the top comb really doesn't have a top up down movement, or even a forward backward movement during this particular combing. It is just simply entering the fiber fringe, and automatically the fibers are drawn through the top comb, which we have seen in the animation. So that is why we say that it is a passive action of the top comb. Although the forward portion of fringe is combed by many rows on the cylinder, and the trailing portion is combed by a single row of needles of the top comb, the effectiveness and the quality of processing of both portions is the same. So if you look at the quality of both, you would find that the effectiveness in case of both cylinder as well as the top comb, the effectiveness as well as the quality of processing is almost similar. Cleaning and elimination of short fibers is performed by the cylinder, the top comb, and also by self-cleaning effect. So there are three factors which help eliminate and clean the combed material. The first one would be the cylinders, second the top comb, and also the self-cleaning effect that we have just seen also contributes to cleaning and elimination of short fibers. So these three effects are there. So the cleaning effect of the retained bat in the nipper bite. So all these three will affect the elimination and cleaning of neps, short fibers, as well as any impurities, if at all they happen to reach the comber. So with this short lecture on cylinder details, the construction and the top comb construction, as well as the comparison between them, and how we saw whether top comb, the drive, etc. So with that, with this we stop the lecture for today. Thank you.